on the higher education, we're asking that the teaching resources be deployed more effectively. We are adding money to the university and to Cal State, but the schools, the colleges, they say they need more money. Well, the gap between what we're going to give them and what they say they currently need will be made up with increasing tuition, endless tuition increases. The only way to stop that is for the colleges and universities to so reconfigure themselves that they are more effective and they're able to do excellent work, but do it in a way that will not keep the costs escalating at more than 2 times the cost of living. So that's going to be a challenge for the university. I understand that. I am very committed to seeing the University of California be and remain a great school. My mother went there. I went there. And of course, we went there when there was no tuition. And I've seen it rise. I want to do everything I can to keep the university affordable, both to the state and to the students. Now, yeah.
You provide a lot of extra money to higher education. Are there any assurances, or what do you tell parents and students about how this is going to impact tuition? Can you guarantee there will not be tuition increases?
Look, guarantees is not part of this world that we live in. It's uncertain. But will be at the Regents meeting next week. I'll be at Cal State the following week to discuss the budget issues, and we're telling them that they can, and the phrase is, deploy your teaching resources more effectively. So just write that on the wall. That can exfoliate to include more, well, I don't know, there's many ways you can do it. With online teaching, more time in the classroom, refocusing on the emphasis. But the point is, we want more kids to be able to get through school quicker without pushing up costs in the historic way that we have.
But are the kids going to have to pay more in tuition?
Well, the whole point is to avoid that.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to try to do.
Just to follow on that quickly,
Yeah.
how much leverage do you have to actually control how CSU and UC spend their money? And what are you going to do in terms of using the bully pulpit to try to...
I'm going to go, I'm building up, I'm working with the 2 groups. I'm going to the meetings. I am the president of the Regents. I'm going to exercise that responsibility, and I'm going to work with the other Regents and trustees, and I'm meeting with professors and administrators and faculty representatives, and I'll take it as far as I can. But there is a certain way of higher education. It's often described in the word quality, which is very abstract, and it's nationwide. And if you look at it, it grows in cost at twice the cost of living. So if our budget's going to grow at 5%, but the university wants us to give them 10 or 11% every year, there's a gap. And that gap cannot be met by tuition. At least not, we have to narrow that as much as possible. And therefore, the people in the university are going to have to find a way to do the same thing with fewer growing resources than they're historically used to.
Do you sense any willingness or movement in that direction from, you were at the Regents meeting in November and the trustees meeting in November. Any movement in that direction yet?
I would say the discussion is still embryonic. We haven't totally clarified what's at stake here and what has to be done. So I want to move diplomatically but carefully. The last time I used to go to Regents meetings, it didn't turn out to be as productive as I would like. So this time I'm going to be listening a lot, meeting behind the scenes, and figuring out, can we turn down this relentless increase in spending that is so much higher than the normal cost of living. So everybody's going to have to pull together, administrators, the leadership, the professors, and the rest of them.
Higher education. UC and CSU both had specific asks. Part of UC's was, they're saying we're going to raise tuition if we don't get this much. Where did that land? I was looking through this, I don't know, can you just address it sort of on that
The
level?
budget provides a $250 million increase to UC and CSU. This is in addition to the $250 million that was included last
Okay.
year. The expectation is that fees will remain level. The expectation is that UC and CSU will be working to change their model, to have a model that is more sustainable, that has costs that are growing more in line with the economy. And the funding, and this is partly in response to Anthony's question, even though he's not paying attention. But the funding increases are associated with the changes, both the maintaining affordability as well as going to a more efficient model, effective model, where they are reducing time to degree, where they're increasing course offerings in a manner that's assisting students in graduating closer to 4 years. Today, 60% of students at UC graduate within 4 years, and within CSU, only 16% of students graduate within 4 years. The budget looks to invest in higher education to change those trends, having quality, stronger institutions going forward, having more sustainable model, and having a more affordable model.
Just to be clear, so there's 250 on top of the 250 from the Prop 30?
Yes.
Okay.